of all the hours in my day, I would say that this is the 1 hour that I feel like I'm most present. So prior to this, like everyone here, I think we all had some kind of athletic background. So in high school, I was a runner. In college, I was a rower. But then after college, very similar to probably other stories, went to the gym, but much more sporadically because I wasn't part of a team anymore and not accountable to anyone. Definitely started to feel my age. And then when we had daughter number 2 in 2012, it was probably right around the worst shape I had been in. I've always said that the gym, and I know happy place is another cliche that people say, but I think the gym is almost equivalent to meditation for me. So for 1 hour of the days that I come here, I can focus on one thing. And again, in your other 23 hours when you're not sleeping, you're always thinking about 17 things, whether it's work, whether it's the kids, whether it's paying a bill, whether it's taxes, whatever. Of all the hours in my day, I would say that this is the 1 hour that I feel like I'm most present. I will tell you this, and this is truthful, and not just a shameless plug. So I'm a financial planner, and I have a number of clients who are actually at the gym, and sometimes a client will say, oh, I just lost my job, or, oh, money's tight right now. I have a kid that's going to college or whatever. And they're like, my gym membership is pretty expensive. And I always ask them, well, there's not just the physical part of the gym, but there's also the social part of the gym. And if you stop paying that membership, is it going to impact you both physically and socially? And almost always the answer is yes. And it's almost always one of the things that I actually tell clients, don't drop that. I think with a lot of gyms, you go there, you have your headphones on, it's almost offensive when someone talks to you. You're like, get away from me. This is my personal space. This is my this is my time. And you don't want to talk to anyone. Like the most you want to talk to someone is, are you using that piece of equipment, or, do you mind if I use that weight? So that's like level 1 of gyms. And then I think we're at a level where, I don't want to say it just starts, but you finish your workout, you're stretching with your buddies, and then you say, hey, let's take a lap. So we take a lap. And then it's, hey, do you have time for coffee? Okay, let's go for coffee. And by the end, you got here at 7 o'clock, but you're not in work at until 9 or 9:30 because you're hanging out with your buddies. So I think that that's a lot different than most gyms. And I would say it's probably a top 1% of gyms.